Yeah.
Number 10, Cardinals.
Top 10. Top 10.
Yeah, top 10.
Cardinals, not much to talk about. They're a
Yeah.
good team. NFC West, so they're not going to win the division most likely, but they still have a chance because they beat the Seahawks.
I mean, they're only a game behind.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They're most likely not going to win the NFC West,
Yeah.
but they have a chance because they beat the Seahawks in head-to-head. I think Seahawks beat the Cardinals in their next matchup. I think it's over for them. But the Seahawks, if the Cardinals beat the Seahawks in their next matchup, people could have an argument for the Cardinals being the favorites too in the NFC West.
Well, they will be the favorites. If they beat the Hawks twice,
I don't know.
they'd be tied with it as far as record.
I get that,
goes.
but I still think most people would think the Seahawks will end up winning.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the Cardinals still have to play the Dolphins, who will probably blow them out, knowing the Dolphins. All right, number 9, we got the Titans. I don't know. I think the Titans are probably still better than our number 8 team. But
Just what happened?
yeah,
Just answer what happened is the Bengals.
I don't know. I mean,
That's
I
terrible.
actually predicted the Bengals to win that game from the
But
beginning.
you didn't expect that.
I kind of did.
35-7?
It was 31-20.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, the Titans.
Well,
made
then
it-
they must have had a little bit of a
Yeah,
comeback
at one
going
point,
forward.
you're right. At one point, it was
Was it-
31-7.
Okay, sorry. So I must have
Yeah, they got a few touchdowns in the fourth
a
quarter.
few garbage time touchdowns. Again, it was like the Seahawks game. Looked
Yeah.
way closer than it was. Not even close for most of the game. I don't know what happened to the Titans. Their offense just didn't play. Their defense didn't really play. Everything just didn't play. So I don't know what happened. They were a top 3 team in our power rankings like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I don't know. The Titans, 2 weeks ago, everyone thought they were Super Bowl contenders, and now look at them.
Yep. Okay. Next.
Number 8, the Bills. I don't know if they're even better than the Titans at this point.
I don't know where I have the Bills at, but
You had the Bills at 7. Seth and I had them at 9. The Bills are such a weird team because I mean they're 6-2. Josh Allen for the first 4 games looked like the best quarterback on the planet. The next 4 games they go 2-2. Josh Allen has had 3 of the last 4 games have been bad. And where does that leave him? I mean, he's not really in the MVP conversation
it's gonna be
anymore.
an interesting game.
The Bills-
Seahawks versus Bills.
The Bills' defense has not looked good.
Seahawks
Their
versus
offense has
Bills.
not looked good. What is wrong with the Bills?
Seahawks versus Bills. Who do you have that?
I have the Bills winning because they're
Okay,
at
hold
home.
on. I Bills
They
suck.
have, they have the home field advantage.
Home field advantage doesn't really
I
matter.
don't know, I'm going Bills, but I want to be surprised. I think I might be surprised by the Seahawks, but I'll go with the Bills.
Okay,
too.
let's go.
7 Packers, another game that I was kind of like, oh my goodness, what happened here?
Yeah, Dalvin Cook happened. I think Dalvin Cook has the argument to be the best running back in the league.
Yeah.
Ran all over the Seahawks till he got injured halfway through the game. Ran all over the Packers. Ran all over everybody last year. I don't know. Dalvin Cook was dominant. Had 4 touchdowns. I don't know the last time I've seen a running back have 4 touchdowns in a while.
Yeah, I know. He had a great game.
And Kirk Cousins is holding them back, in my opinion.
Yeah. And speaking of teams that Kirk Cousins has a big win against, number 6, the Saints.
Oh, you like that?
Honestly, the Saints are also just impossible to figure out.
Sometimes they look great. Sometimes they look pretty bad. They did not look great
The
against the
weird-
Bears.
The weird thing about New Orleans is they're 5-2. They've trailed in every single one of their games. But then you look at their schedule and you're like, I guess I kind of see why. Because who they beaten? They beat the Panthers, who are 3-4, and and Teddy Bridgewater injury away from potentially being 4-3.
Mhm.
They beat the Buccaneers, who are 6-2, and they are a forgotten what down it is away from being 7-1 potentially.
Yeah.
They beat another good team, right? They beat the.
I don't know.
They beat the Raiders. No, they lost to the Raiders. They beat the Chargers, who are 2-5. So that's their worst win. But then they've also gotten wins over.
I'm blanking.
I know they've beaten other good teams. I know they have.
Yeah.
They beat the Lions, who are 3-4, and they beat the Bears, who are 5-3. So they've beaten 2 teams who are above 500, 2 teams that could easily be above 500 if one play goes their way, right? The Lions dropped a touchdown in week 1. They could have been above 500 too. And they beat the Chargers, who have potentially the best rookie QB in the league. Their losses, all they lost to was the Raiders, who are 4-3 and have also beat the Chiefs. So they're legit. And they lost to the Packers, who were 5-2. So
yeah.
I don't know. Are the Saints really that good? Are the Saints bad? I don't know.
I need to see more from the Saints.
They've played a fairly difficult schedule, but they
Breeze
haven't
has
dominated at all.
Yeah, that's true. Next.
Number 5 is where we put the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Bucks, man, Bucks. I was gonna put you at number 4 this week. If you just got a win against the Giants by more than they were a 2-point conversion away from putting you guys into overtime. That's kind of unacceptable in my opinion. Your amazing defense let Daniel Jones and the Giants in clutch time get a touchdown, and then was a missed PI call away from also giving up a 2-point conversion. And then, who knows, maybe Daniel Jones gets the ball back and does the same thing in overtime and you lose the game.
Yeah.
I think that was unacceptable for a Super Bowl contending team to almost lose to a Daniel Jones-led Giants. But then again, they're looking,
6-2.
They're 6-2.
They're an 11 or 12.
They haven't had a bye yet. That's gonna help out. Tom Brady's looking better.
Antonio Brown next week. As
AB is gonna be back, so they're still scary, and they got the win, so we can't punish them too much.
Yeah, next
but
week will be interesting. I think New Orleans will probably win next week. Honestly,
they've already won once.
they beat them the first time. I think they win again.
What's their bye? It must be coming up.
They have the latest bye. It's the week 12. Buccaneers and Panthers are the final teams to have their byes.
I mean, that might be good for Brady.
Yeah.
Okay, next.
All right, number 4.
Ravens.
This was unanimously the Ravens.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson had a chance driving down the field to beat the Steelers, and you can see my reaction on our channel right now.
Yeah.
Really close game, really fun game to watch. I watched it on Red Zone, but still really good end of game drive.
Lamar has not looked the same.
Yeah, they didn't pull it out, but Lamar didn't look bad.
He didn't.
I think he was getting scared from everybody saying, "Slide, don't run as much, don't get hit, you're gonna get injured." And then I think over the offseason got to his head, and let's just be honest, he's not a great in the pocket passer.
And that's the thing. That's the scary thing about him is that now teams are sort of beginning to figure out how to stop his passing game, limiting him to only the run game.
And he can't really run because he's not wanting to. I mean,
not necessarily he's not wanting to.
But granted, he is running a little bit, but
yeah.
he's not looking like Lamar last year.
No,
and it's not like he's old, he should be better than he was last year.
He'll get better, but
he's entering his
after
prime.
you win your MVP, you're obviously gonna regress, right? Most people don't get better after winning MVP.
I know, but just based off your age, he should get better. From your second to third year.
Yeah, but a lot of times,
I think it's really early for him to hit his ceiling, but yet I think he has, which is surprising. As well, you have to look at their defense.
I mean, Mahomes regressed in his third year, and now look, he looks like he's better than he ever has.
Mahomes regressed, but he also got injured, and then played pretty good after the injury.
And won the Super Bowl, but he was bad at the start of the season. He got hot.
Didn't play great in the Super Bowl. I think people forget that.
He played really good in the Super Bowl.
Not till the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
First half, he was pretty.
Jimmy Garoppolo looked better than him for 3 quarters.
For 2 quarters.
No, 3 quarters. Look at the numbers. That's what everybody's saying. Have you looked at it, or are you just remembering?
I'll go look at the numbers. I'll look right now. Let's look at the numbers.
So at number 3, we have the Seahawks.
Yeah, number 3, we had the Seattle.
Our hometown Seahawks. Seahawks are looking really good after their win against the 49ers. I was able to watch the game, and it was absolutely fantastic to be a rival by how many points? It was a lot.
Quite a few.
I mean, there were some garbage times. There were some garbage times, but it was a lot. And then Nick Mullins played really good, and looked like we always did. Where fourth quarter defense can't really get it done, but next week we're gonna have Dunlap. We're gonna have Adams back. We're gonna have who else are we gonna have?
Hopefully Chris Carson.
Yeah, and we have somebody else on the defense coming back.
I don't know.
I forget, but yeah. So
Jordan Brooks, right? Or Rasheem Green.
I'm forgetting.
Somebody, one of those 2.
And we might get somebody from the trade deadline tonight. We have we have 7 hours left, so you never know. And yeah, Seahawks looking really good. I moved them up from my 4th spot from last week, I believe. And I think this was the game I needed to see. I needed to see a dominant performance from the defense and a dominant performance from my offense to an okay defense. And that's what happened.
All right, number 2 was the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, I had Steelers at 2.
Yeah, I have them at 3.
You had them at 3?
Yeah,
You had
I had
Saints at
Seattle ahead. Yeah. I still think that Seattle would beat Pittsburgh.
Okay.
More than they wouldn't. If you did like a 100 times simulation, probably 60% or maybe like 55 would be Seattle.
That was an arguable game of the year. Really good game.
Yeah.
They were really close to losing to the Ravens, so that's why I don't have them at 1, because the Chiefs absolutely dominated the Ravens, and the Ravens were actually up for a lot of that game. So
Yeah, I mean the Chiefs dominate every team except for the Raiders, so that's why we have the Chiefs at number 1.
oh yeah, the Chiefs are 1.
Yeah.
So Chiefs, you got P. Holmes, you got their dynamic offense, you have a
They're
pretty
so
good
good.
defense.
They're so good that against the Broncos, the 33-year-old backup quarterback scored a rushing touchdown. That's how good they are. They were letting a 33-year-old backup play quarterback and running the ball down the field in the fourth quarter against
What are you
the
trying to
Broncos.
say, Levi?
They literally don't even have to play their starters in the fourth
Oh
quarter.
yeah. They're really good.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say.
And literally, the Broncos couldn't even stop.
I don't
a
know.
33-year-old
Has the
backup.
Chiefs have moved out of the number 1 spot like once?
Not
Not
for
for
our
us?
rankings. Nope.
I thought for some reason after they lost to the Raiders, we
No.
moved them down to 2.
No.
Well,
Nobody
yeah.
else. They've.
For me, Chiefs
you
are
may
still.
have moved them to 2.
For me, Chiefs are still favorites to win the Super Bowl. Do you disagree?
I honestly wouldn't disagree at this point.
Yeah.
I think Pittsburgh is probably their biggest challenge for the Super Bowl, but yeah.
I think they beat the Ravens. Ravens seems like the Chiefs are pretty
The
good.
problem with the Ravens is Lamar hasn't proven it yet that he can win the big games.
Especially
I would
Chiefs.
take the Titans over the
Okay,
Ravens
really?
for Super Bowl. Not for record or for seeding, but
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean they're both 5 and 2, so
Yeah, and the Bills.
only 3 teams with 1 loss or fewer. Seattle, Pittsburgh, Kansas City. Those are my top 3. I think the Ravens are number 4, and then after that, well, we had a bunch of mumbo jumbo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the power rankings.
That's the power rankings, and
32 to 1, and yeah,
I
thanks
guess we
for
should-
watching.
I'm gonna wrap this one up.
Yeah, we're gonna talk more on Thursday, but it's getting late. So yeah, thank you for watching.